Okay. Hey everyone. So today I'm going to talk to you about how we are using our new Mylar bags. We've never done food storage in Mylar bags before, so we're pretty excited to try this out. Back the camera up a little bit here so I can hold some stuff up easier. Okay, that's a little better. And so today I'm going to go over how I am going to use these new Mylar bags. With recent events of Hurricane Florence, it really makes you think about, preparing for a disaster. And that's something that we think about often here. We don't get hurricanes over here in Washington, but we do get natural disasters. We get a lot of snow and a lot of ice in the winter. It is hard to drive in the winter time. It's not very safe. And, and also in case of, a job loss or anything like that, it's a good thing to prepare for. You never know what could happen. And with having a special needs son, we need to make sure that we always have food, water, just in case stuff, medications, medical supplies. So that is a big part of why we prep, is we want to make sure that we have enough stuff for us as a family. So I'm going to go over with what we got today. Oh, you'll hear him running around in the background. He's going to be my helper today. So the first thing that I want to go over with our new Mylar bags is I got these Shield Pro from Amazon for a really good price. I'll make sure to link everything down below. And let me make sure the camera comes back into focus here. I got this camera in. There we go. Okay. And so I'm going to make sure to link everything down below that I got. And so I got these off of Amazon, the Shield Pro, and it does come with 300cc oxygen absorbers. And the nice thing about this, just opening it for the first time, this package from them, is they have split them up into 3 different packages. And I will probably use one of these today. So that's nice that I can save the other 2 without having to open them quite yet, which is nice. So because as soon as you open these, you want to put them in a canning jar with the lid so it'll vacuum seal, and so they'll stay for a little bit longer so you can use them, because if they're left out in the air, they're going to go bad. So I got 51-gallon Mylar bags off of Amazon that came with 63 300cc oxygen absorbers, and I will link this also down below, but this is from the U.S. Emergency Supply website, and this is the recommended oxygen absorber amount to use for your food storage. And what we're going to be storing today is, I've got a huge bag, 25 pounds of rolled oats that we're going to be storing. So we're going to be trying this out today, seeing how it works, and then in a year from now do another video and we'll open one up and see how well it's stored. I mean, you're going on this journey with us to be more self-sufficient, be more green in the city, and food storage and prepping is one of those things. We want to make sure that we have, as much on hand as possible in case of an emergency. So let's get started with doing this. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and show you all of my supplies. Okay, so here's our supplies. So like I said, here are the 51-gallon Mylar bags. And here are the oxygen absorbers that came with it. And you can tell that they're good because the eye is still pink. I believe if that eye turns blue, then they are no good anymore. But another way to tell is if you take one out and they're rock hard.
That's another way to tell that if they're crunchy feeling, then they're no good. So another thing that you need is you need a canning jar with a new lid. I use new lids on everything. I don't reuse lids just because I don't want to risk, botulism or anything like that. Not that you get botulism from this, but I'm just saying in general, I always use new lids when it comes to canning anything. So I've got a new lid, I've got a ring, and I've got this, which will help seal the open bag of oxygen absorbers. Now, another thing that I saw in another YouTuber's video is to seal the Mylar bags. Instead of getting a wood block and a iron, getting a hair straightener. And I have this extra one, and we can use to seal the Mylar bag closed. And then you want to also get our oxygen absorber recommended amount sheet. So we're doing the wheat, flour, grains, and rice. And they'll list it on the website, the buckets and the storage bags. And we are doing the 1 gallon storage bags here. So we're going to need, let's see, looks like one to 2 oxygen absorbers for... Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. That would help if I was looking at the right one. Looks like no Ziploc. Okay, so we're looking at 1, because they're 300 cc each. So we're looking at 1 oxygen absorber, maybe 2. I think 1 would be sufficient, especially if, you have these higher ones here. And okay, yeah. So 1 would be okay. So we're going to do 1 oxygen absorber in our non-zip-locked Mylar bag. And then the next thing you need is, you need your grains or your beans or your dried goods. I would not do anything wet. I would not do anything with sugar because the oxygen absorbers would make those rock hard. You want to do dry grains, flours, rice, pasta, beans, all dried food. I wouldn't do egg noodles because I've seen a couple of videos on using egg noodles going bad because of the egg in it. I guess just do that on your own risk. I have seen a couple of videos of where somebody has stored egg noodles and they've become rancid or moldy because of the egg, the moisture from the egg in the noodles getting leached out, and then the oxygen absorbers, taking that out, and it was pretty gross. But anyways, and then another thing you need is a scoop, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this Pyrex for a scoop to scoop the grains into the Mylar bags. And I want to get this all set up, and then I'll get started on scooping. And then I'll cut this open, and I'm going to have this ready to go and this ready to go, because as soon as this opens, you want to move as quick as possible. So I'm going to ration out all of the grains first, and then I will go ahead and get going on this. And another thing that I suggest is if you're going to use the food in less than a year, then I would just do some food grade buckets with some of the gamma lids with a couple bay leaves in it, instead of using up your Mylar bags. But it's up to you. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But the reason why you want the oxygen absorbers in the Mylar bags is to help prevent bugs from hatching and moisture and excess air getting in there to, you don't want the food to mold or bugs to hatch or any nutrient loss. So that's the purpose of doing the Mylar bags. Another thing that you can do if you are using this in less than a year, then you can put it in the food grade bucket, like I said, with the bay leaves, and the bay leaves help deter bugs from hatching and living in your food, because guess what? Bugs live in everything. and there is bugs in the food. So, sorry to break that news to you if you've never heard of that before. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around, and I'm going to do this as fast as possible. The process on filling and sealing these Mylar food bags. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start filling these up. Okay, so I have now about 6 gallons size Mylar bags filled. And I have maybe a quarter of this 25-pound bag left. I am going to fill some in this food grade bucket because we are going to start using some of this immediately. So, and I do have, I don't have a gamma lid on me, but I do have a food grade lid that I'm going to use until I can get a gamma lid. But I am going to put some bay leaves in here to help keep it, keep the bugs away, if you will. I'm not going to fill it all the way full, probably just 3/4 full, so we can start using this immediately. So I will do that first before I fill any more Mylar bags. And this is a clean bucket. All right, let's start filling this up. Good. So I think that's good for right now. Maybe a couple more scoops actually. Just trying to think, because I am going to make some homemade granola, so I'm going to use a chunk of this for that. So let me grab my bay leaves really quick. Okay. I do love the smell of bay leaves. So I'll put 2 bay leaves in here, kind of on top, and that will help deter bugs away. And I just used the McCormick bay leaves. That's what I have on hand. It's just fine. They're on the floor for now, so we're going to finish filling up these Mylar bags. Here we go. And I have tons of Mylar bags left. So this is great. This is going to give me an idea of how much it takes and how much I need to use. So right now I have 8 Mylar bags full. I could have had more, but we are going to be using some right now. So I didn't want to put it all in Mylar bags because we need some oats right now. So kind of clean it up. There, there. Okay. So I need 8 oxygen absorbers, and as soon as that I open these, I gotta put the rest in here, and that's a lot in here. So I'm just gonna get that ready. Get these ready. So I have these in a laundry basket here that's helping keep them upright, and that way all I need to do is drop an oxygen absorber in each one, and then I have my straightener on, which has a super long cord, so all I need to do is go over the top. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on doing that. I'm going to put the pink eye in there so we can see if they are still good. And there we go. That was fast. All right, so now I'm going to make sure that I've got these going. Don't want to do it too much because you don't want to melt anything, but there. Got one. That was really easy. Oh, awesome. Okay. And I have the setting of the straightener. There's no temperature setting on it, but there is a 1 through 7, and I have it on like a 4 right now. So it is like a medium setting, not too hot to where it's gonna really melt down the Mylar. If you use an iron, you want to make sure that it's on like a low wool setting. See, it seals up nice. Now you can trim these down so that there's less oxygen in them. I don't think that's sealed up right now, so there's a gap right there. So anyways, keep going. Put that one aside. Check that out in a minute. Funky. It is sealed. Alright, last one. Oh. My dad was calling me. Call him back in a minute. So we've got 1, 2,
sealed all the way or something. Just get that seal one more time. There we go. That's better. Okay, so they are all done and sealed, and over the next 48 hours, day or two, they are going to shrink. That oxygen absorber is going to help get rid of some of that oxygen. And now I'm going to go ahead and get these labeled. And as you can see, this guy right here, it's sealed itself. So we're going to see how long these last. The nice thing is with these 51 gallon bags, they came with, 2 other ones that are completely sealed. So if these don't make it, it's not a total loss. I still have a little bit more to use. So, all right, so let's get these labeled. Hi. Just sitting here waiting for our labels to print. Huh. Yeah. Okay, so everything is labeled, and I put today's date on it and what's in it. And some of them you can see are starting to go down a little bit. There's a lot of air in that one, but they're all sealed and they're good to go. We're going to put these in the garage, but we are going to put these in a big plastic tote with a lid. You don't want to just put this Mylar bag on a shelf in there because a mouse or a rat could chew through this, and we don't have mice in our house, thank God, but we do have rats that like to lurk around our chicken coop, so them getting into the garage, it could happen. So play it safe, put it in a big tub or a 5-gallon bucket with a lid, or, a big storage container with a lid, and then that way, you reduce the risk of something chewing through it or bugs, getting into it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So these are all good to go. I've got 8 here plus the food container, which I finally got the lid to work. There was a strap around it that I didn't notice, so that's finally snapped on. But I'm going to pan over here and show you the oxygen absorbers. So as you can see, it's pink because it's still packaged, the ones that they send us that were extra. And then I put this, into the canning jar, but look at that eye, the difference there. So these are sealed, but I don't know how long they'll last. I guess we'll see. If these are no good, somebody please comment down below. I mean, I'll just throw them out now. It doesn't look like it's fully blue, but you can definitely see the difference of these ones versus these ones. So anyways, but that is it for our Mylar beginners video, us trying to figure out what we're doing. So there's my helper. Hi, come on out. All right, well, we are all done. You say bye-bye?